Hello, everyone. My name is Muñoz from the Morristown and Morris Township Library in Morristown, New Jersey. And welcome to the second video that I'm sharing with you all in a series called the Foreign Film Series Online. And here I'm going to be sharing with you various recommendations on a variety of foreign films from across the world. And this is something I would normally be doing on not online, in person. And these films are all available free on a subscription that we have available to you all on our homepage, a streaming subscription called Canopy with a K. And if you don't already know, our homepage is www.mmtlibrary.org. And again, this is free. And if you don't currently have a library card, you can get that online as well. It's the same homepage. So our theme today is actually part 2 of the theme from the earlier video, Strong Women. And in the earlier video, we talked about The Divine Order, a film called The Divine Order from Switzerland, 2017. And here we learned that women in Switzerland did not have the right to vote until, not 2017, until 1971. And certainly took a lot of strong women and a lot of strong men to win the right to vote there. So today's film is also from 2017, and it's called Félicité, and it's from Africa. And it's specifically from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the director is actually from Senegal. He's French, of French origin. And Félicité, our title character, is a woman that is in many ways like many women here, but in many ways different, of course, because it's in Africa. And she's a woman who works very hard by day, and she's alone. Well, she has her teenage son, but in terms of a partner, she's alone, struggling to make ends meet. And by night, she is a singer. And actually, the movie starts out at the nightclub that she's singing at. And so the film, if nothing else, has a lot of great music for you guys to enjoy. So her struggles may be in some ways different from ours, but in many ways it's about, the refrigerator breaks down. She doesn't have money for that, but it's not the worst catastrophe. What does happen, and this is not a spoiler, is that her teenage son is in a motorcycle accident. And he's in danger of losing his leg and possibly his life. She doesn't have health insurance. Many people in that part of the world do not. And so she has to find some way to get money immediately to save his life. And so she really hits bottom because she doesn't have a way to do that. She approaches the absent partner, among other people, and so she doesn't know how she's going to do this. So in many ways, this kind of parallels what's going on in our present world, I think, because many of us are hitting a wall that means that we are in uncharted territory. And so I just want to read to you a little bit from a New York Times interview with the writer-director of this film. The actress was not originally an actress. He found her, she's a singer. And it's interesting, actually, so I'm going to digress a little bit. He, the director, had the idea of wanting to feature Congo. And he didn't know exactly how. And one of the things as he was spending time in the country was spending time in the nightclubs. And so he eventually had the idea that he wanted to feature this part of life. And so he did a lot of research over a number of years, interviewing many, many people. And they directed him towards this particular singer and to some of the stories that she and others share. So that was very interesting, just that process. So when speaking to her, her name is, and I'm going to mispronounce her name is Veras Interview. And he collaborated with her and other people in creating the story. So it wasn't just him writing the story from on high. And so he says about how does she see herself in the character beyond that of the strong woman. She said that she kept telling him that this was a woman who was half alive and half dead. And that's very true in this story. She is somebody who is a very vital person, very alive, but she comes across these difficulties and it crushes her. All her life she stood straight facing the world, but with her son's accident came defeat. All the things she'd managed to keep at a distance until then fell apart. For her, the question was, is this life worth it? Do I stay here or do I go back to where I came from? Her character walks the line between these two options. It was obvious that Shonda, the actress, absolutely understood this possibility of renunciation. And the director goes on to talk about her journey. What mattered to me was the question of returning to life. How would she be able to let life find its way back in after such a fall? So he says, when you fall, when you hit the bottom, and Felicity certainly does, life grabs hold of every opportunity, and that's something that I find fascinating. It seemed important to me to dive in, to go to the bottom. There's a form of avoidance or blindness in the face of catastrophe that was painful to me. We can't talk about hope if we don't grapple with real difficulty, if we don't face it completely, and that is what Felicity is forced to do. Talking about brighter tomorrows is inevitably a lie, a salve. At some point, you have to go for it, grapple with the present, the moment, and go down into the hole. I felt sure that at the bottom of the abyss, there were the seeds of new possibility. We experienced that together. Well, we're certainly experiencing right now a time when we're at the bottom in many ways. We're in the abyss, a time of chaos. And so really the way to get through this is together, right? So that's one of the messages of this film, not at the time that it was made, of course, but one of the reasons why I'm sharing it with you all. So I hope that you enjoy it, enjoy the music, enjoy the experience of getting through this together. And in the meantime, please take care.